Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video we will be going over the top 5 mistakes to avoid when starting a credit repair business. So if you have already started your credit repair business, or if you are thinking about setting one up, this video is going to save you a lot of time and effort and potentially even legal issues that you might run into if you don't avoid these mistakes. Now, jumping right in, this video is not going to be hyper edited, it's just going to be straight up value. So, the very first thing that you need to avoid when you're starting a credit repair business is trying to do everything manually. So this is a big thing that I see beginners get stuck on. I see a lot of comments on my channel about people getting stuck with just so much work that they don't know what to do. They can't sign more clients and they are getting burned out. Now, most of their issues are simply down to this, trying to do everything manually. So if you're going out there and you're trying to manually build each dispute letter that you send out, if you're trying to track clients in spreadsheets or even project management tools, if you're trying to send reminders by hand and you're just using all of these different tools and all of these different softwares, and you're trying to sign clients at the same time, and you're also trying to learn how to build out a dispute letter and actually sitting there and typing it, you are just going to burn out super incredibly quickly. And you'll be able to get max 3 to 5 clients because you just won't be able to handle the workload. So you need systems. Systems is the one word that you need to really ingrain into your mind when it comes to building a credit repair business. Now, the best software for this is the software that I literally used to start my credit repair business. This is how I learned about credit repair. This is the software that I still use to this day, and it automates, I would say, 80 to 90% of my business, and this is Credit Repair Cloud. So with Credit Repair Cloud, I specifically created a demo account for this video, just to show you essentially what this can do. So if I go into the clients area right here, I have 2 demo clients set up. And in here, this is where we can keep track of all of the clients. So we don't need Google Sheets. We don't need a project management tool. They are all inside of here. And look at this. When we go in, we can see the credit score that this person has. So just ignore these dates. As I said, this is a demo account, so these dates are a little bit messed up. But essentially, we can see where their credit score started. We can see as we built this up over time, month over month over month, and we can see where their credit score is now. We also have all of the dispute statuses that are going to be tracked. So we can see with each of the credit bureaus, the disputes that we have made, how many came back positive, how many are currently still in dispute, so on and so forth. And then because of these disputes, these of course raised the credit score for this client. We also have a client portal. So this is automatically created by Credit Repair Cloud. And we can see on the client side of things, as soon as they're on board and as soon as they log into their account, they are going to be met with these tasks. So we can see the welcome step. This is a video that shows them how we work and how we do things. We are going to get their signature in here so we can attach this to the dispute letters. We also get a copy of their photo ID. And as I said, this is all automatically created by Credit Repair Cloud. We can also go in here and we can add in new tasks that we want the client to complete if there's anything in here. And the awesome thing about this is with Credit Repair Cloud, the client portal is private label. So what this means is we go in and we add our own logo, we add our own colors, we customize this in our own way. And when the clients log in on their side of this, they don't see any Credit Repair Cloud branding. They see our branding. It looks like our own tool, our own software that they are being able to use. And this is super, super powerful, right? Because they can come in, they can see their own scores, they can see their own dispute statuses, they can upload anything that we need to upload right here. Super helpful on that regard. So that is the client area. What we also have is the letter library right here. And this is going to save you so much time and effort because this is going to remove you having to manually build dispute letters. Look at this. We have all of these different dispute letters right here. Request removal after creditor verification, dispute follow-up after no response after 30 days, validate debt, report identity theft. Any dispute that you want to make, Credit Repair Cloud already has the letter in here. And all you have to do is go into the template, add your client's details, add a little bit of context and information about them. And then you can just send this off built from all of these templates. We also have, and this is a huge one, this should actually be another mistake that I could add to this list. I'm actually going to add it down here at the bottom. I'll just add this right here as number 6. And this is going to be using standard payment processors. This is a huge mistake because what's going to happen if you use a standard payment processor is you are immediately going to get shut down. No questions asked. All of the major payment processors hate credit repair businesses, and they're just going to shut you down. So as it says right here, Stripe, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, and Square actively prohibit and suspend credit repair businesses, and using them risks shutdown and potential compliance issues. This is not something you want. I've had money locked up by PayPal before. It's really, really not fun. So Credit Repair Cloud has their own built-in payment provider. As you can see right here, we can send out invoices, we can bill clients monthly. This is a huge pro to Credit Repair Cloud as well. So what I would say is if you do want to sign up to Credit Repair Cloud, if you just go straight to the website right here, you just get access to the free trial, which is pretty cool, but there's no bonuses or anything. I actually started with the web class. This is how I learned about credit repair. This is how I set up my credit repair business. And this right here is the web class. So I will leave a link to the web class in the description. In here, this web class is run by the guy who created Credit Repair Cloud, and he doesn't hold anything back because this software, it's monthly recurring, right? So if you have a successful business, he makes money. If you don't have a successful business, well, you're just going to cancel. So in here, we can go ahead and register for the web class. Let's not do this one let's go for 10 hours. So we can sign up right here. And then as well as the free web class, we also get access to, once again, that 30-day free trial. And we also get a free book, which is the ultimate guide to growing a credit repair business. So if you do want Credit Repair Cloud, that is the way I would go about setting that up. Now, the next mistake that I see a lot of beginners make is not putting in the time to understand laws and compliance. Now, with this being said, you do not need to be a lawyer. You don't need to spend months and months and months looking through this. You just need an understanding of the basic compliance. I mean, to do this, you could even go ahead and ask ChatGPT. You could just go to ChatGPT and just say, explain this, explain this. All of the things that it brings up, you could then go into detail and say, explain this in more detail. You just need a basic understanding about what you can and can't do. Otherwise, if you do some of the things that you can't do, you could get into legal trouble. So this is not crazy. You don't need to spend a bunch of time on this, but just get an understanding of the basic laws and regulations that surround credit repair. Now, another big mistake is trying to offer too much too soon. And I see a lot of beginners do this because they think that niching down and offering just one specific service is actually going to result in less money being made. This is the opposite. If you're offering all of these different services, especially right from the start, when you don't even really understand how each of them work, if you go in and you start trying to offer credit repair and funding and taxes and business credit, you're just going to get really messed up because you don't even know how one of them works. You're trying to learn 4 different things at the same time, and you're also trying to sign clients, and you're also trying to service clients. It's not going to go very well. So what you want to do is niche down and focus on one service. The best service to start out with is going to be fixing credit reports and boosting scores because this is just the most profitable. There's the most clients looking for this. And then later down the line, once you understand how this works, once you maybe have employees, once you have testimonials, that's when you can start branching out. And where it starts to make sense branching out is when you have a bunch of clients that you have already improved the credit score of, and they want extra services. That's when you can maybe start bringing these other services in. But to start out, just focus on one core service. Another big one is not charging enough or being afraid to sell. So I think regardless, unless you already have experience in sales, this is something that you can't really avoid, especially the first few sales calls that you jump on, unless you're like super, super confident. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to understand that the first few calls that you jump on, the first few times you try to sell, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel strange asking somebody for money. The thing that you need to really put into your mind, which once again is pretty hard to do at the start, is clients expect to pay for the service. Nobody comes along and expects you to fix your credit score for free. And the awesome thing is the industry standard pricing is $100 to $150 a month, which isn't crazy. You're not asking somebody for $5,000 to $10,000 in order to do this. It's a pretty nice price to be able to drop. I will also say that this is going to get easier and easier with time. Once you actually have clients, once you start getting them results and you can see that this actually works and your service is worth much more than $100 to $150, it's going to make it much, much easier to actually sell your service. And then this final point right here is once again, just somewhere I see beginners get stuck all the time. They focus on tasks that don't really matter. They spend weeks or even months trying to make the perfect website and the perfect logo and the perfect business card before they ever pick up the phone, before they ever speak to somebody, before they ever post on social media. You really do not need this. When I started my credit repair business, I had no website. I had a simple landing page. I had the worst logo in the world. I didn't have a business card. I actually just took action. I made posts on social media. I reached out to people. I did cold calls. And that's how I actually got success relatively quickly. If I'd have spent the first 6 months trying to build my website and my logo and doing these things that don't bring in any income, well, I wouldn't have made money very quickly, if at all. So with all of that being said, that is the 5 main things that you need to avoid when you are starting your credit repair business. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.